and Carnu played up front with Thierry Henry. They had a typically strong Italian-style defence, built around Fabio Cannavaro and Marco Materazzi, who went on to win the World Cup together for their country in 2006.
Jesus!
Javier Zanetti was a legend for them in midfield.
Magic Soul.
What are you doing? What is that?
It's funny, I saw this poor girl. She'd obviously been on holiday or That is weird. That is weird.
Just texted and said, "Morning, Laura and Ali and Sam. What a great idea. A TalkSport chase team of Ali, Alan, Laura, and maybe Trevor Sinclair." And then he says, "Obviously not Jamie O'Hara."
Jamie O'Hara would get the dollar geography question.
That'd
be marvellous, wouldn't it?
Sri Lanka in Europe. Right, Sam and I, thank you very much. That was wonderful.
You didn't have to do that. You could just go round here. Oh, I don't know where you're going.
But you are coming back, aren't you?
Confused?
We've got to talk fry up at some point, mate. But I think as far as Werner and Havertz is concerned,
How's that side of the road though, mate? Is it that hard to come around a bend? Be on your side of the road?
If there's a fluke involved, but I mean, you could hit the most delicious 3-iron. Drop it.
It sounded great when he said it.
That is why you should park on the other side of the road.
Drop it a yard.
It's still early. It's still early to say. Lokonga in midfield played okay the other night. I would have thought that's where the money should have been spent, though. Big money in that.
See, you
midfield
can't
position.
see, can you?
Yeah.
Because you're parked on the wrong side of the road.
The Aaron Ramsdale situation, now you articulated it beautifully there. Yes, he's experienced relegation, but he didn't deserve what he got.
But no criminal investigation was undertaken. A death certificate states she died from a sudden unexpected death in epilepsy, and the circumstances were not. Just decided to go on an adventure together. School friends told the police that Charlene and Lisa had often talked about running away to London to visit Charlene's mum's grave, so police expanded the search.
We'll all wait for you then, shall we?
The girls ever said this.
Why you do that?
Charlene's mum didn't have a grave. However, some of Charlene's family still live there.
Alright, so there's a freeway lights and you're coming out of there. Did you not wait for the lights?
To episode 5 of They Walk Among Us, a podcast dedicated to UK true crime. This is part 2
You've got to go
of a
round that,
two-part story.
haven't you?
Please listen to season 2,
Roundabout.
episode 4 for more details on this, with Judge Neil Ford, QC, overseeing the case. PC Helen Harris, PC Leanne Winter, and PC Kevin Duffy were each charged with one count of misconduct in public office. A police van was seized and a 43-year-old male was arrested. The suspect had been sleeping in the van belonging to a man called John
There is a bit of a
D.
difference.
John was on holiday in Malta for
You're at the
a
wrong
few
side,
weeks.
you muppet.
John was aware the man, known simply as Rob.
That was primarily to ensure that there were not other persons who have been shot, injured or killed in the neighbouring premises.
The Defense Secretary says he fears Al-Qaeda could return to Afghanistan as the Taliban have now taken 3 of the country's biggest cities in 24 hours. Both Britain and the US have agreed to send more troops to help their citizens leave the country and to relocate former Afghan staff.
Move over a bit. Fucking hell.
The time she saw John was on May 4th. He had come into the office drunk and smelling of alcohol with an unknown man. Police tracked John Robinson's lodgings to the Kennington district of South London, but they were too late as he had already left. They
Why would you
noticed a
do that?
return
To
telegram
go one
addressed to
car
Robinson,
in front,
Greyhound
you
Hotel,
undertake?
Hammersmith. The recipient was Mrs. Robinson, who had worked at the Greyhound Hotel. Called Dr. Messiah could have been involved, and so the suspect was put under covert surveillance. No evidence could be found to support their suspicions. However, Dr. Messiah later moved to London, and while performing an illegal abortion, a woman died in his care. He managed to escape prosecution and only came off the General Medical Register in 1952.
Almost hit the curb in
when he
your
retired
urgency to get
Trinidad.
past me.
It is unlikely that Dr. Messiah
Almost
was
did it again.
responsible for the woman in the trunk's death, as police initially thought.
What the
No
hell?
abortion attempts were observed.
Destinies are decided by downloads. A hero has arrived. I meant no sky broadband ultra fast. It's 10 times faster than.
After being informed of the twins' violent outbursts, the judge agreed
got
that
the
the
right
girls
way
should
there.
be sent to
And
Broadmoor.
you?
He summarised, "I am satisfied from the evidence that
wait
has
for a
been placed
disabled
before
person
me
on a
that both
crossing.
defendants are suffering from a psychopathic disorder. I am further satisfied that their disorder
your
is of
fucking
such
eyes.
a nature as to warrant their detention immediately for medical treatment."
Your MOT is safe in our hands as we're the UK's #1 MOT tester. Book today at quickfit.com or your local centre and drive away happy every time. Participating centres.
So another cloudy but mostly dry day. The northeast and southwest may see some sunny spells.
I'm Tom Clayton, good afternoon. A former Tottenham manager says he expects striker Harry Kane to leave the club this summer. But Harry Redknapp has told TalkSport a reported gentleman's agreement to allow Kane to leave won't stand up unless there's something noted in writing in his contract. The former Aston Villa striker Gabriel Bonhor agrees. He's told TalkSport Breakfast that not adding in a release clause to a long-term contract was naive.
A lot of players have in their contracts now and wouldn't be talking about this now.
There are conditions that cause these symptoms, such as typhoid or tuberculosis. However, this hadn't been identified during Jennifer's stay at Broadmoor. Some doctors believe that medication might have weakened her immune system. However, both June and Jennifer took the same amount.
Pick someone
and
up
June
in the middle
suffered
of the
no
road,
ill
mate.
effects.
Everyone will wait for you,
With
though.
the prospect of freedom so close,
You
maybe
couldn't pull
Jennifer
over
thought
anywhere,
that the
no?
twins couldn't live a normal
We'll all
life
wait
in the
behind you.
outside world. They had become so intertwined in each other's lives.
No thank you, no
It
nothing.
was like living in a shadow
No
that stopped
acknowledgement.
them from ever fully blossoming.
Nothing. Nothing at
At
all.
least now June could see the sun.
Game over, series over.
Hi everyone, I'm Tim.
And I'm Chuck.
And we host a podcast called Bitball. It's available on iTunes and other podcast apps. And
Touch to say the difference is.
Getting out your way. You put your phone down and you might be able to drive around the corner, eh?
Distilled, as opposed to Scottish whiskey only being distilled twice.
John Bailey, Danny Ings, yeah, great signing. But for me, Lukaku's the one. Chelsea won. Okay.
You and your time is actually
Fire.
good, isn't it? Very, very good. 81089 if you want to have your thoughts on Darren Bent's opinions there. At TS Breakfast as well, you can tweet us.
If you're going to drive on the wrong side of the road, mate, I've got no choice, have I?
Actually, we've had quite a good morning in terms of listener feedback.
Mohamed Salah is a key component, or maybe he doesn't think he is. And if he doesn't think he is, he'll change it. But there's no reason to believe that Klopp will be saying, "I tell you what, let's be relaxed about him. Let's let him run last year. He didn't go for nothing." Yeah, all right, buzz off.
I mean, he's on